the bald metal nerd coming at you with a pretty quick video. I'm just going to be talking about a pool that I just purchased. Had it for maybe about 2 weeks now. I was lucky as I was actually able to find this at literally the first store we went to, and I only paid retail for it, so which was about $375 or $380 some odd dollars. I don't exactly remember. It's a Coleman 48 inches tall by 18-foot diameter pool. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to come back here for a bit of a wide angle shot so you guys can see more or less the size of it. Definitely several paces from it back here to get the whole thing in frame. Now, I watched a number of videos on this pool because apparently, due to the cost and what its value is, it's a pretty popular pool. This is actually made by Best Way Corporation, sold at Walmart stores. So anyway, this is the filter pump it comes with. A lot of people say it's not adequate. As you can see, it does a pretty good job of moving the water around. It even moves, throughout the pool. So we don't really have an issue with the water being still. So here, I'll go ahead and move far. We'll go to the far side of the pool here. And even over here, it may not be too apparent on video, but there is definitely water movement going around here. So it is significant for moving, sufficient for moving the water around the pool. Water capacity on this is around, I believe, around 6,900 gallons, something like that. Maybe a 6,200 gallons. I don't know. I'd have to look at the box, so I might be telling you something wrong. Do a little research on its own if you really want to know. It came with this ladder. Ladder was, not the best thing ever, but it's definitely adequate for getting in and out of the pool. As you can see, I did put this on a tarp, and we got a little bit of the tarp sticking out, so I'm going to have to cut that off because this pool is going to be a permanent installation. This is not something I'm going to take down at the end of the season because it took me maybe 3 or 4 hours to actually construct this thing, something like that. And it's not super complicated, but it's kind of it is a little bit of a process. Now, I did not get this pool perfectly level, and here, let me show you guys something here. As you can see, due to the fact that this is just on the ground, the individual poles, the T-shaped poles, it's definitely pushes a little bit below ground level. Now, I did watch a video where someone actually made a custom, basically, wood, I don't even know what I would call it, a wood joint where they lift this with a car jack. So even if it's down there, you can still, if it's not level enough, there are ways around this to put, paver stones or whatever underneath it. Mine just, again, directly on the ground, and it's not 100% perfectly level, but it is pretty darn good. It's definitely level enough, because if you look here at that side of the pool, and we go around to kind of the other side here, as you can see, the water level is pretty consistent throughout the pool. So no, it's not 100% level. It is still nearly level, and I think going to be adequate for our purposes. So if you can get this thing for retail costs, I would definitely say it's worth it. It did also come with a cover in addition to the pool and the ladder. The cover's over there on my patio. I will be putting that on probably at the end of the season when I close the pool, because now that I have a pool like this, I'll be actually closing the pool when the time comes, since this is going to be a permanent installation. Now, I do have a upgraded sand pump filter that I could attach that is compatible with this pool, but I don't have the reservoir for the sand yet. I may eventually get that. One thing that is a little bit different is from stock is, I'll try to show this off on camera as best I can. In there I have a Orca filter, which I ordered off Amazon. and it cleans up real nice, so that way you don't have to keep buying filters. You just clean that one again and again and again, and you never have to buy another filter again. It was a little bit expensive, about 40 bucks, but I think considering the fact that you can reuse that filter over and over again, definitely makes it a worthwhile purchase. Unfortunately, I've only been able to swim in this pool once due to the fact the weather hasn't really been hot enough, but thankfully the water next weekend is supposed to be almost 90 degrees, so it should definitely be warm enough. There's some, some people have a lot of criticisms of this pool, but I think considering what you pay for it, it's hard to criticize. Now, one thing that I will say negative on this pool is the instructions that it comes with for assembly are rather bad. Pathetically bad, I would actually say. I actually had to, watch some YouTube videos to learn how to actually assemble this thing. So, yeah, the documentation that comes with is pretty crappy as far as the construction goes. But it's not rocket science, and you can generally suss it out and do this on your own. So, one other thing is, of course, I just filled, I just used the garden hose there to fill this pool up, and it took quite a while. I think I did it over a period of about 3 days. Now, it wasn't 3 days straight, obviously. It wasn't 72 hours, but it was, several hours each day. Maybe, 5, 6, something like that. So it definitely took quite a while to fill this pool up, and I'm going to hate to see my next water bill. But, yeah, that's basically it. So, this pool, I would definitely say you should get it. I would think what I will do real quick is pause and, get rid of the, I guess I'll pick this video up after I trim off the, tarp and, mow around this thing so it's a little cleaner so you guys can see it cleaned up, and we'll have some final thoughts on this pool. See you in a little bit. Folks, here we are, about 2 weeks after last part of this video. I've since have cut the grass and stuff around the pool, and I've cut the tarp down, and I've owned the pool now for a few more weeks. I think I've had it around a month or so. Now, there are some things that you kind of should do that I didn't do. I'm going to show you here on this one. As you can see, the what's the word I'm looking for? The pool here is definitely below the ground. It's sunk in because we've had a good amount of rain and all that. So, it is definitely sunk into the ground because I did not put the stabilizing poles on paver stones. But again, that's not really a huge concern. Because as you can see, the pool is, like I said, pretty level. It's not 100% level, but it's pretty good. There's the tarp underneath it. I cut off the excess tarp, at least as much as I could. And it's fine. And as far as the pump that it comes with, I did replace, I'm not using a standard paper filter in it anymore. I ordered an Orca filter from Amazon, which I will link in the video description below. And the Orca filter cleans up great. You can just keep reusing it over and over and over again. As you can see, the pump is going, it's quite loud. And it's doing, like I said, a decent job of moving the water around. Is it, as good as a bigger pump would be? No, but it's decent. It does move the water. I'm going to try to get, I don't know if you can see all the ways throughout the whole pool in the video, but it is doing a decent job of moving the water around. So while you could definitely use a bigger pump on this pool, it's not, the one that it comes with it'll do the job. And what I plan on doing, honestly, is just keeping the pump for a bit, before I replace it. Might as well just use it till it burns out, and then swap it out, since I paid 40 some bucks for that Orca filter. But anyway, that's pretty much it. And for the price of this pool, I would say it's definitely worth it. It gets the thumbs up for me for the cost. And no, like I said, I didn't do a perfect job setting this thing up, but I think I did fairly good at it. And I'll just give you one more wide angle shot of this thing just so you can get a really good idea of the size. But yeah, for like $400, I think this thing's a pretty good value. It doesn't. You could use a better ladder on it though, for sure. Anyway, that's it. See you guys next time.